Hello.
Hello everybody, how's it going?
I'm gonna step back here and see if you can see my ingredients. And if we're crooked, you know, we always are. Oh, yeah, you just can't see my head.
Yeah,
so.
That's the thing. We need to have a head a little bit. Let's go back maybe.
Okay.
How about this? There we go.
I think I was just a little bit forward because of this light.
Good. All right. Sorry guys, we just ran out with something else just before. That's why we're kind of catching up with the timing of the whole video. But we are ready for you.
Yeah, we're ready.
And we are excited to present you.
And we're still crooked and the light's still in the frame.
Should do this before, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we're just in a hurry. Do you see how the light is in there?
Yes, I see it. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well then.
Let's do it this way.
Hello. How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, that did it.
All right. Good.
Good. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. We got a request to do a vegan lasagna, and this is vegan dinner ideas. So yes, easily can be doing a vegan lasagna. Let me just start this with a little backstory of where this lasagna came from. I've been making this for years. When I was a teenager, I just started, oh, what did she say? Oh, I can't see what that says. Hello.
Hello from reading. Hello.
It's crooked again, sorry. When I was a teenager, I really started getting into like baking and cooking, and at my church, we met this man who had brain damage. He was actually a drug addict, and he fell out of a tree when he was high, and he got like he wasn't gonna recover, he was in a coma forever, but long story short, he did recover. He still was, had some brain damage, but he really wanted to become a chef, and he just started kind of taking me under his wing and teaching me how to bake some things. I wasn't vegan at this time, and how to make some things. And so this simple lasagna recipe is his, but it's adapted to be vegan now.
Well, 12 years married, I never heard this story before.
I gotta keep some secrets, right?
That's amazing.
His name was Eric. He was really tall, and because of the brain damage, he couldn't speak very well, but one of the things that he was really good at was cooking and baking. And so I learned a lot from him when I was a teenager. And for the non-vegan version of this, we would make like a ricotta spinach filling, but obviously I'm gonna do a vegan version. And we used a meat sauce, but obviously I'm not going to use that. So this simple recipe is something that really anybody can make if you have a little bit of time, and you can make it more fancy, or you can add more vegetables to this if you'd like. But I've just made this like the simplest, most basic version, because I think when people think about lasagna, they think that it's complicated.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and it is a little bit time consuming if you make your pasta sauce from scratch. Sorry, the baby is like really kicking me right now. But it doesn't take that long. So let me get the sauce. I'm gonna show you, I made it earlier because honestly this live video would probably be like an hour long if I made the sauce and I made everything, in real time. So let me show you the sauce.
So we prepared a little bit stuff beforehand. And when baby is like ready, like it's kicking her so hard, like, yeah.
So this is the sauce that I made. It's really creamy, and there's lots of options. I'll leave just like a basic kind of follow through recipe in the description for you guys. But this is something that I use with pasta. This is something that I use with lasagna. And it's always a crowd pleaser, to be honest. So what I've done here, I'll just talk you through that. I sauteed, it's oil-free as well. I sauteed just a little bit of vegetable, better than bouillon vegetable base with a little bit of water. So you have maybe a quarter cup of liquid. And then I did 1 full onion and 5 large garlic cloves chopped up. Sauteed that for a little bit, put about a tablespoon of rice vinegar in. I don't know what that does, but it really does kind of like caramelize the onions and the garlic. It makes it taste really good. Anytime I make a pasta sauce, I do that. Then I breathe.
Breath.
Then after that, I put in whatever vegetables I have. So you could do things like, you could chop up a whole carrot or celery, celery stalk if you wanted to put in there. I didn't do that today. I did 3 Bella mushrooms, baby Bella mushrooms. I did half of a yellow bell pepper, but any color bell pepper would work because it's Italian. And I did half of a zucchini squash, a yellow zucchini squash. But normally the staples that I always go with this sauce are definitely mushroom, bell pepper of some sort of color, and zucchini, so green or yellow. So then I sauteed that for a little bit. Then I added 1 full can of tomato paste to that, and I just kept stirring, so then it's like a really thick paste. And in the Vitamix, I put nutritional yeast, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, a handful or 2 of cashews, which you can put more if you want it creamier. Hi! Or you can put less if you don't want any nuts in there at all. I made this for a family friends of ours a couple weeks ago, and I didn't put any nuts in it, and they still really liked it. And then, so I did the 2 diced tomatoes, the cashews, nutritional yeast in the blender, and then I blended that up. Looks really kind of like pink sauce when you are finished with that. I put it into the pan with the vegetables and the tomato broth, or tomato paste, and then I just stir that for about 10-15 minutes until the color goes from pink to red, and it's done. Then what I did was added in some, I just put these spices here so I would remember. Thyme and some basil, oregano, garlic salt, and then salt and pepper and more nutritional yeast. I put about a half teaspoon of the oregano, the basil, and the thyme. And you just let that cook, and then you can just turn it off. Lasagna, oh yeah.
It is time.
It's time, it's your request, my friend. And then you just turn it off, you cover it, you can let it sit. If you know that you're gonna make lasagna in advance, make the sauce the night before. It's one less thing you have to do in the morning. Okay, another thing that I've done ahead of time is cook the noodles. And for the purposes of this video, because it's live, I've made a small lasagna and I have it to show you guys, and then I'm gonna show you how I assemble another small lasagna. But in reality, this portion size could be used, oh gosh, of course nothing is organized. Just the glass. Yeah. You could do a lasagna with the stuff that I'm showing you with a Pyrex pan about this size. This is a 9 by 13. So that would work perfectly with what I'm gonna show you how to make now. But keep in mind, I've done, what does that say? I can't see.
I love Italian cuisine.
Oh, me too. I love Italian cuisine. It's definitely, Italian and Mexican are no strangers around here.
You would definitely like in love an Italian, all the like, man, Israeli food is so delicious. All the like, you know, Turkish falafels and stuff like that, that's just our kind of deal.
Yeah, but we definitely have
sauce.
Italian at least once a week, for sure.
Italian's definitely there.
Okay, so I've made this, just what I was saying, I split this up, this recipe up into 2 pans. I've got a smaller Pyrex pan, which is, nobody knows how big this is.
2.75 quarter, but
So,
yeah.
there's your
I think
reference.
there's a says.
It just says, I don't know what it says. And then I've got a smaller Pyrex pan to show you like the demo version. So, but know that you can do this in a 9 by 13 pan and you'll be good to go. Next, what I have here is, I just had a bag of frozen spinach and I've let it thaw. Again, keep in mind I have a little bit of it in the oven lasagna already. So this was a 16-ounce bag of spinach. And then for the ricotta kind of substitute, I'm using this vegan cream cheese from Trader Joe's.
Looks like that.
Yeah. I really like that one. It's pretty basic. If you didn't want to do this, you could, I think that like Minimalist Baker has a really nice nut ricotta cheese, but I do think there's quite a bit of oil in it. So this is an option, or you could just find something else if you don't want to use like a packaged or a processed vegan cream cheese. You could find something else to mix with this spinach.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how people, like not a lot of people, like without saying who is who, but there's a lot of recipes with like coconut oil, and man, this thing's just like overpowering the whole,
it's so much oil.
Whole recipe. Like every time, not kidding, every time we tried anything from online, that is like, oh, let's try it, oh, coconut oil. And it's like, we already know.
Or just an overuse of oil, and everybody's different, but I don't like cooking with oil. Oil is just something that is not really necessary, especially if you're looking for heart health and weight loss. It's just not necessary. So this is gonna be our filling. Did you see how simple that was? I dumped the cream cheese in and I mixed it with the frozen spinach. So what I'm gonna add to that now is just a little bit of salt, and you may just feel like you need to taste this to kind of decide if you like the amount of saltiness or not. I'm gonna add some freshly ground pepper, which is my preferred pepper over already ground pepper because I feel like it just adds a bit more spice and texture. And I'm gonna sprinkle in nutmeg, probably like just like an 1/8.
And I'm serving today as a tester.
Sorry, you don't have much to say.
No, I don't. It's okay. But I'm just gonna have a testing moment.
Okay, so you could taste that and see what you think. I'm gonna taste it too.
Let's see.
I think it needs a little bit more salt, personally. Because it's
Yeah.
a little bland.
A lot salt. Yeah.
So, you know,
It's good,
everybody's salt preference is different.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm not
this
even
is
gonna
good
say like, this is how much salt to use.
And also this will taste a little bit differently with,
Yeah,
when
with everything
is
in there.
in it. So
So that's that. So we've got the sauce, we've got the kind of ricotta cheesy part. I'm gonna peel this zucchini, and I probably,
I can do
because,
that.
okay, yeah, you can do that. Because I'm making this smaller version, I probably won't use the full zucchini, but if I was making this size, I would use the full zucchini. I'm actually gonna let you cut that because you are a better slicer than I am.
you want like a thin slice.
So just cut, peel it and then slice it as thin as possible. If you have like a mandolin,
Or me.
or him, you could slice like super thin. And this is just gonna add a little bit of texture in your lasagna as well. Yeah, knife probably would have been a good idea.
Where's my knife?
The chef. What was I gonna say? Something about this zucchini. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. If you wanted to, you could use, I'm not a big fan, but you could use like a Beyond Meat like sausage inside of the sauce if you wanted to give it a meatier taste, or like, you know, those vegan crumbles. But if I can avoid it, I'm not gonna have too many processed things in this at all. Let's stop, no, do a little bit more.
And you know what's funny? We have the story to tell you about the people.
What is it?
About the people who ordered this lasagna for us as a, like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
like a family people. And our family had the friends coming over, and they love new food. They love so much.
And it's like an older couple, and they, you know, they didn't understand what vegan was, and yeah, I think that's probably good. And you know, that's understandable.
So they
like,
expect like a regular lasagna.
I mean, I told them what it means.
We like stories. Yes, signature. Boom.
I
Thank you.
told them what vegan means, but they're like, oh, okay, and they still didn't
You
really.
start tasting like,
They're like, where's the meat? This was awful. Where's the meat
where's the
in this?
meat in it? Yeah.
So,
But
I guess
anyway,
if you're
you-
expecting there to be meat in a vegan lasagna,
But what
you'll
Michele
be
was saying,
disappointed.
you definitely can use like a ground Beyond Meat, Beyond Meat, yeah, Beyond
crumbles or
meat crumbles,
sausage,
or
it'll give it,
yeah.
yeah.
But you know what? Like I actually had this recently. I met this person who was like, she brought this like veggie burgers from the store, and we just have a feast. I'm like, oh, this is great. So we're talking, where do you get stuff? And I'm like, where did you getting burgers? Are you making your own? Blah blah blah. Long story short, she's like, and I said, hey, did you try Beyond Meat burgers? Because you know, like some people like the meat taste, like, or like a meaty taste that doesn't taste like meat. She, for example, doesn't like it.
I
That
can't
lady
understand those.
didn't like it. She got offended a little bit, I think. It's like, well, you know, I became vegan not to, or vegetarian, she is, not to have a meat. I'm like, no, I get it, but maybe, you know, in the transitionary, you kind of like it. You're missing, no, I hate this. It's like, I got so bashed in like 1 minute, like you just need a slap at the end.
I'm wondering who that is because I don't remember. Was I there?
No,
Okay, no wonder.
it was party me and Eli.
You were having a party.
Me and Eli and other people.
Okay, so we're ready to assemble. I'm just going to show you the lasagna that I used. I don't know why, but during COVID, I cannot find lasagna noodles. I've made lasagna probably 5
And good
times.
luck finding diced tomatoes, by the way.
Yeah, those two things have been
Yeah.
really difficult to find.
Hard.
I'm using 100% organic durum semolina lasagna, but you could use a whole wheat lasagna. Normally that would be a healthier option, but I can't find it anywhere. So I used that, and then I used,
May contain. I'm like, what? Eggs, milk, selfish, not.
and then as a second option, I'm using this less healthier one, just like a Walmart brand. But any lasagna noodle will do. The only thing I have to say is, don't get those lasagna noodles that are oven ready that you don't have to boil first. They're disgusting, and they always ruin your lasagna.
Yeah, they're kind
Okay.
of not good.
So you want to obviously,
What?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just made a lentil loaf last night where we used a bunch of mushrooms in there.
Oh my
It was
god,
amazing.
this thing. Oh wait, I have a piece. Should I?
You can show them. We'll have a video for you guys out on Wednesday with that. But anyways, I think what I was gonna say is basically you want to work quickly so your noodles don't stick together and you don't have to use oil to like make them not stick together.
Check this out. Hold it. Let me just put it. Look at
That's
this.
all that's left.
That's
It was
all.
a full pan.
But like it's a lentils inside, but it looks so good. It's actually, I mean, on camera it
Turned
doesn't
out
look
really
that
good.
tasty, but it's so delicious.
Turned out really good.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so if you want that recipe, it'll be out on Wednesday inside of a video for high protein meals.
It's delicious. Like it's really good.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna just put I think something that can be confusing with lasagna is how the heck do you layer it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of sauce on the bottom.
Oh, sauce is first?
Yeah, you want it to be first because think about if you put this
I never
with
made one. I always waiting for one.
no oil, the pasta would just stick to it,
Typical
right?
man. It's like, woman, lasagna today. Too salty.
You always help. You always help.
I do help.
Okay,
I do
so
help a lot.
I also want to say when you're layering your noodles in a bigger pan, you can kind of do like a crisscross section. It's going to be a little bit hard in this, but like I would do a few long ways, layer some stuff in the middle, and then I would do the short ways. This is a little bit different because this pan is so small.
See, never
Never knew
heard
that, huh?
about it, no.
So I've got my layer of sauce, then noodles,
I'm just gonna comment on everything she does.
and now I'm putting this. Something else that you want to make sure that you do is just be conservative with the first few layers so that you make sure you have enough of everything to go around.
But since this is a small version,
Well, because I made two small versions, it's the
Oh,
same
yeah,
as the
sorry.
large one. And then I'm gonna put this. And then if you feel like you've not made enough sauce and you kind of screwed up, something that I've done in the past is just blended up more diced tomatoes and cashews and nutritional yeast in the blender, put it with my leftover sauce that I have, and that kind of, is an easy trick
Cool.
to get through the rest of your lasagna. So I'm gonna crisscross as much as I can.
did you know the band Crisscross? Not the band, the group.
Crisscross, make it jump,
Jump, jump. Those
Okay.
from 80s, they know. No, not 90s, like 90s.
Yeah, I think that was in the 90s.
90s. They come up with Jam with Michael Jackson.
They did? They wrote Jam?
No. They didn't wrote it. They were in his
Video?
video
Okay.
with Michael Magic Johnson. Yeah.
Everybody was there.
Michael
Eddie
Jordan.
Murphy was in the... Okay, so...
Yes, I remember.
So I've crisscrossed that first layer. I'm gonna add some more sauce, and now I'm gonna add my zucchini.
Hey, what if we're gonna wear crisscross next time?
Let's never wear our clothes backwards, please. Unless it's a mistake.
I did
Sometimes
wear
I
it
do
once.
have like days where I'm like walking around and then I realize that my shirt's been inside out or backwards.
So when crisscross came out, I was in this dance camp and I was like 14 or 15, and I was thinking that everything is cool. And then actually when this song come out and we saw the video, the whole dance camp was
Wearing their clothes backwards.
clothes backwards. For one day, everybody realized this is terrible idea.
It's a horror. It doesn't fit well, does it? When you wear the butt in
Well,
the
try
front.
to pee with that.
Okay, so I've put a layer of sauce and then a layer of zucchini. That's what it's called. What did she say?
Zucchini? What in the sauce? Tomato?
Did she ask what's in the sauce?
Yeah, what's in the sauce?
Oh, I went through the whole thing
At the beginning.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can go back, and I'll also put just like a loose recipe down in the description.
Yeah.
For
Oh
you.
my gosh. By the way, one more story.
I'm gonna go with the ricotta stuff now.
Well, that's not a story. Yesterday, Michele, she made this juice. What the heck was in it? That was so... She put cilantro in the juice. It was so...
I always do that. You just don't have it.
I just never had it, but it was
It's
delicious.
good.
It was so good.
Cilantro's great for heavy metal detox, and so if you're juicing and you kind of just want something new in your vegetable juice, put a bunch, well, maybe not an entire bunch at first because it's
Yeah.
kind of strong, but like a third of a bunch or half of a bunch of cilantro.
But it was like cucumber, celery. What else was there?
Lemon,
Lime
apple.
or lemon, apple, and then cilantro. The
It's
whole
kind of
thing
like
was
my
green,
staple. I love that.
but it was delicious. It was
Okay.
so good.
So I'm gonna do, I think this probably will be my last layer of noodles. See,
Oh,
this
this
has
one?
been sitting here for a while, so
Yeah.
it's stuck together, so you definitely want to move
Stuck together.
quickly. Well, here's the problem.
Oh,
I should have
no, no.
used that first.
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
try. Let me try.
I don't think it's gonna come apart.
I'm good at it.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna cut these short ways and then we're gonna see what we run into.
I'm so good. I'm gonna mess this up.
I don't think it's gonna come apart.
It's coming. It's like a sticker. You know, like when you stick something to the.
When your kid has 5 million stickers and they stick stickers to the floor, it's kind of like that.
Oh,
We're
no.
pros.
Why did you give me this? This is not gonna work.
Yeah, that's why you want to move quick with these noodles. Oh wow! The master!
They're like, he's so annoying. Actually, we got a comment. Somebody didn't like
Someone's
me.
like, could you not have your husband in those lives?
Michelle is a star. I'm like, oh shit. No, and she's right. I mean,
No, I like to have you here.
I'm
You're
coming
funny.
only on Mondays, okay? That's all. I'm the Monday guy. And
Okay.
then I'm in my cave.
All right, so because
Want
this
this?
is so little,
No?
I don't think I'm gonna need it actually. I'm just gonna top this with sauce. Now, I was fairly conservative before, and now I'm just gonna use the rest of the sauce here on the top. I have leftover of the ricotta, but as you're going, just make sure you try to use everything. Then, spreading this around, just make sure you get the edges. One thing I didn't tell you is that you cook this at 375, and then another little trick, say you wanted to have this, but you wanted to kind of meal prep it like the day before, you could do all of this up to this step and then put some foil or a lid on this and leave it in the fridge for the following day.
Oh, to bake it later?
Yeah, bake it like the next, I mean, I wouldn't leave it in your fridge for like days,
yeah.
but a day
but
is
like
okay.
if you, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, makes sense.
So that is that. If you wanted to, you could sprinkle some
I'll do
nutritional
it.
yeast. Oh, okay.
That's my part of this recipe. I'm a nutritionist sprinkler. Michelle's gonna come back, he's like, why this is yellow?
Of course, if you wanted to, you know, there are so many processed vegan things you could do with this. You could top it with processed vegan cheese. This is just a really simple version, so I don't really feel like I'm missing the vegan cheese at all. It's just not necessary. So I'm gonna pop this into the oven. I talked about preheating it at
I'll open
375,
the oven.
but I don't think I did.
No, you did
So,
say it now. Oh,
is-
okay, you want to
This
go?
is the little one that's been sitting there. It's a little sunken in
For a
because
week.
I let that sit in the oven for about a week. It's been sitting there and it's browned, but I'll show you the inside. You can put that in and put it at 375. Cook it, it all depends on your oven, but you want to let it bake for about 25 to 40 minutes. I know that's a big range. I
Should
normally
show it
do.
to them? Oh no, maybe cut
Yeah,
first.
we're gonna cut it. I normally do about like 30 minutes. But if you want the noodles on the top to be a little bit crispier, you could do that. Something else that I'm gonna do, just again, optional, take a little bit of fresh basil and cut it into some ribbons,
I'll sprinkle it.
and you can sprinkle it. That's probably too much, so just a little bit. And obviously, because this has been sitting in the oven, it's a little bit on the drier side, but as soon as it's done, you just take it out and you're good to go. So thank you for that beautiful sprinkle. And we're gonna make a pretty big cut. Can you get a plate for me?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna need hoja. That's what our son always says. Mama hoja.
Mama, hold ya.
I'm gonna
We have
get.
no idea where he got this from actually.
He used to say hold you, and then one day he was just like, Mama hoja.
And then we listened to Brian Adams yesterday. Was it Brian Adams?
Yeah, so we're all about the 90s around here. for some
Yeah, it's
reason.
like the song and he was like, hold ya. I'm like, oh, that's
Maybe
where
he was
it came
listening to
from.
Brian Adams.
Oh, should I show them?
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty steamy on the inside. And like I said, it flattened a little bit because it was just sitting in the oven. But if you had it right away, it's really quite good. Okay, so you're the taste tester.
I am.
Taste it and test it. Here's a fork. Do you want some chili flakes?
Yes, and
Okay.
some sharp knife.
Okay, knife. And
Okay, guys, here we go. Well, chili flakes. No, I can taste without it.
okay.
I can taste without it first, just to see the result. What is hot?
Well, it's burning my throat, but other than that, I'm gonna taste it too.
Yes,
Good?
very good. I think it's more salt.
Okay.
But this is a personal preference. It doesn't have to be like, oh, it's not good. It's delicious. It's really good actually, but
Yeah, the sauce really makes it, and I feel like that kind of vegan cream cheese really makes it too. And then you have, like I said, like some zucchini in there, and there's a lot of vegetables in the sauce as well. Looks delicious. Thank you.
very good.
You're welcome. Of course.
very good.
Hot.
Hot.
It's really good.
That's a hot dose.
Oh, it's so hot. But it is really good. So that's the basic recipe. Once this is processing and it's uploaded, I will put in the description just like some really loose recipe for you guys to follow instructions is what the word is called. Yeah, so that's that. So the one in the oven will cook for about, I don't know, it really depends on your preference. 25-ish to maybe 35 or 40 minutes, depending on how crispy you want it. And yeah, so.
Crispy like on the top, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I like it the way it is. I know what you.
To me, that's good. I did 30 minutes. So in our oven, 30 minutes for my
I'll check it after
taste.
25 and see, like she said, if it's like too hard or too
Yeah, you don't want it to, you know,
because we
dry up
also
all
live
the
in
sauce.
a different like
We live in the high altitude,
and, like,
so
yeah, so it's a different
and
story.
we have a high attitude on life. Yeah, so that is that. That's a vegan lasagna. Really simple. Like I said, you can add lots of things to make it more complex, or you can keep it super simple and doesn't.
This
take
is
that long.
definitely like a simple version, so it's like there's a taste to it, and it's a beautiful taste, like a very smooth. But again, like Michele said, if you want to spice it up, I would definitely add some like a, you know, some kind of like a fake sausage, or even make like a mushrooms to it. Well, there are mushrooms in it. Maybe like a parts, like one of the layers of mushrooms or something. I don't know.
You could do that.
You can do whatever you want. I mean, this is like a
The
personal
cool thing
choice.
about a lasagna is you're just building layers.
Yeah.
So
You can do whatever.
I really hate eggplant, but if you liked eggplant, you could slice it the same way that you do with the zucchini and put that in there too. I really hate eggplant.
No, we don't hate. This is a house full of love.
Yes.
Except
I
the
dislike
eggplants.
eggplant. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a good Monday, whatever you're up to. And
Hey, one favor. I'm gonna be the seller pitch.
okay, go ahead. I don't know.
Share this video, please, or the other ones too. That would be nice.
Oh, and also just a couple more sales pitches. We have our new T-shirts out. Are they up?
Yeah. Yeah, they're up. They're up.
Okay.
They're up, and we're also getting ready for the Amazon store. We're
We're gonna do a new storefront there, so I get asked a lot about
in a few days.
products or things that that I like to use in the kitchen, or just vegan products in general.
Yeah.
So it'll be up there soon. And
We obviously, I mean, you all know it. We're obviously making money on this. We're trying to get the cost cheaper. We actually have some requests to get the prices of the t-shirts a little bit less, so we're gonna work on that. But obviously, you know, we want this to work. We want you guys to enjoy this channel, and we want to be a part of it, and we want you to be a part of it.
And thank you guys so much for all the prayers for the baby.
Yes, thank you for
Due
the
date was
beautiful comments.
yesterday.
I was
so
reading, I was like, oh
we're
my
just
gosh,
waiting.
when I collect, like people, like
Yeah,
you know.
I know, really sweet.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Okay, have a wonderful Monday, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.